يهدي ويهدي من لساني يفقهوا قولي. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. Very all praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We seek His help and support and His forgiveness. We seek His refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from His evil, our own soul and our own evil actions. Whoever Allah guides, nobody can misguide him. Whoever Allah misguides, no one can guide him. And I as if you do not die except as a Muslim. That's Ali Imran, ayah number 102. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. O mankind, fear your Lord who created you from single form, that's Adam, countless men and women. And fear Allah, again reminding us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also do not break the tie related to it. That is why oh, you fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and speak the truth. And then He may rectify the situation. He may make your affairs easier and forgive your sin. And whoever obeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His messenger, he is the one he gets victory. What does mean victory? To be safe from the hellfire, and he will enjoy the everlasting delight in the paradise. أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. Verily, the most truthful speech is the word of Allah. That's Al-Quran. And the best guidance, the guidance from Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And most evil matters are those that are newly invented. And every newly invented matters are innovation. And every innovation is a misguidance. And misguidance is in hellfire. So today our speech, since Allah Mabaligna Ramadan, we don't know, we can die even a few minutes before the Ramadan. So always ask Allah Mabaligna Ramadan. So that's why how to do and how to prepare. It's the great month, blessed month of giving, month of forgiving, month of forgiveness. How to get maximize our benefit. All we know, we try to exercise, remind each other, so we maximize our benefit and take maximum share from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's how to welcome to Ramadan. The spiritual part, liberating ourselves from the body needs and life needs, food, drink, and then don't forget, we always have problems, especially in India and Pakistan. Problem with the brothers and sisters, all of us forgive each other. That's important before Ramadan starts. Make sure we do that. And then this is start new page with Ramadan, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and ourselves and others. Forgive and ask for forgiveness. This is the number thing. Leave all the sin, fighting, deceiving, backbiting, partying, and lying. Just try to give up all these things and keep our daily prayer on time. It's important, especially for the female. Do not delay the salah. Time comes, as-salatu ala waqtiha. It's the most beloved thing in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As-salatu ala waqtiha. Then organize the time. Things which you need in the month of Ramadan, try to do ahead. Because we used to do 3 to 6 months ahead of the Ramadan. Make your routine tight in the month of Ramadan so that you're not going to be lazy, salat, Quran, everything, all the good deeds. And read the Quran every day. MashaAllah, we have a fortunately iPhone, have everything on iPhone. We use it, blessing. Because the iPhone, we can have Quran, Islam, driving, sitting, and try to do the Quran. Best thing after each prayer, before prayer, after prayer, it's just going to be done in a day. Try to maximize. Do not stop making dua, especially dua. Look at the dua of Ibrahim as he made a dua. What happened? Many prophets came. Ismail is not there, Ishaq is not there. Ishaq is like, this is the outcome of the dua. So do not forget. Always make dua. Each other, ask brother, make dua for me, I'll make dua for you. All the time. And increase the volunteer prayer. I see a lot of people who do first, just leave the sunnah. No, try to do sunnah, even in the month of Ramadan, sunnah, nawafil, do as much you can. And do not forget the Fajr prayer. You come for Tarawih, but missing the Fajr is not good. Fajr first is first, it's goodness prayer. You don't want to miss something big for a small thing. In sunnah, nafar, so that's a nafar, Tarawih is a nafar. But make sure you do the Fajr also at the same time. And try to pray time of night, tahajjud time. The best after the first, the best prayer is time of night. That's the third phase of it. You come for suhoor, wake up for suhoor, do suhoor, then go for suhoor. Try to make a balance between 20 minutes, half an hour before, do time of night and do suhoor. And make a lot of sujood. Make a lot of sujood. When you make sujood, Allah removes all the worries and brings the light to the heart, sakinah to the heart. And Allah is most closest in sujood, then ruku, then standing. So try to maximize the balance. Then I'm going to mention some of the hadith. And Abi Hurairah radiallahu anhu, anna Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam قال عز وجل كل عمل ابن آدم له إلا الصيام فإنه لي وأنا أجزي fasting for me every deed of son of Adam for him, but the fasting for me, I'll give the reward for Allah. Allah says, I will give the reward for fasting for me. Why? How we know you fast? How we know? Well, Allah knows between you alone. You may drink water, you can have something, but you say I'm fasting. But only Allah knows you fasting. That's how Allah will give a special reward for him. I'll give the reward. Then another hadith, Ali ibn Malik radiallahu anhu, anna Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam قال ثلاث دعوة إلى القرب دعوة الوالد ودعوة الصائم ودعوة المسافر. Dua of the three kind of people never rejected. The dua of the parent, never rejected. Dua of the fasting, never rejected. Dua of the traveler, never rejected. And also, especially with dua, suhoor time, when you're breaking the fast. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enjoys when you fast, you break the fast, and when they enjoy the suhoor at the time. So make a lot of dua at the time. And another narration, dua of the just ruler, never rejected. Dua of the fasting people, never rejected. Dua of the oppressed people, never rejected. There's nothing between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and an oppressed person. Anything who he or she raise the hand, dua accepted. Be aware of being oppressed or oppressed people. And then قال النبي إن في الجنة ثمانية أبواب. There are 8 gates of Jannah. And the fasting people can enter the Jannah for Ar-Rayyan. The gate, especially for the fasting people, Ar-Rayyan. Then another hadith, Man sama Ramadan imanan wa ihtisaba ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbi. So whoever fasts the month of Ramadan with faith and hoping the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is sin forgiven. Man sama Ramadan imanan wa ihtisaba ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbi. Allah Ta'ala forgives his previous sin. But you have intention with a faith and intention, hoping the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then on the day of judgment, the fasting and the Quran both can intercede for you. The fasting says, "Oh Allah, I prevented him from food and drink, and give me permission to intercede for him." And then likewise the Quran says, "Oh Allah, I didn't let him sleep. He was reading the Quran, Qiyamul Layl, Tarawih, the zikr. I involved him. So let me intercede for him." It says, "As-siyam wal-Quran yashfa'an lil-abdi yawm al-qiyamah." Siyam and Quran intercede on behalf of the people of fasting. Yaqulu siyam, the siyam can say, "Ayya Rabbi, O my Lord, man'atu ta'am wa shahwatul bid'ah." We prevent from him food and prevent from his shahwat. فَأَشْفَعَنِي فِيهِ, so intercede. وَيَقُولُ الْقُرْآنِ, and the Quran will say, مَعْنَةَ النَّوْمِ بِاللَّيْلِ, we prevent him from sleep. فَأَشْفَعَنِي فِيهِ فَيَشْفَعَانِ, so allow me to intercede for him. Then I'm going to recite Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribed in Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 183, 184 and 185, whole page about the Quran, about the fasting. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyam kama kutiba alal ladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. Ayyaman ma'dudat, فمن كان منكم مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر وعلى الذين يطيقونه فدية طعام مسكين فمن تطوع خيرا فهو خير له وأن تصوموا خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصمه ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر يريدكم الله بكم اليسر ولا يريدكم العسر ولتكملوا العدة ولتكبروا الله على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. So why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribed siyam? What is the goal? What is the aim? Is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prevent us from the food and drink? No, that's not true. This fasting, the fasting prescribed, there's a reason for that. So I'm going to go into detail here. So the fasting in the month of Ramadan. It's the 9th calendar of Islamic month. You can't fast other than Ramadan. That's the important. Fasting in the month of Ramadan. It's calendar, Islamic calendar 9th month. It is one of the pillars. It is one of the pillars of Islam. It is first. It's obligatory. It's not a sunnah or nafal. It's first. Ruling of fasting, Allah has prescribed, as we recited the ayah, or it has to be sunset to sundown. Sundown to sunset. Always. Sundown to sunset. And fasting also prescribed previous nation. The best fasting before the month of fasting, month of Ramadan, Ashura. Musa fasted Yom Ashura. So because Allah was giving victory over the Pharaoh, the tyrant, the worst human being in the whole world. So Allah will give him victory to thank him to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He fasted. That's Yom Ashura. And the best fasting, the fasting of Prophet Dawood. He used to fast every other day. Imagine, in 1 year, 6 months. The best fasting and the best prayer, the prayer of Dawud al-Islam and fasting of Dawud al-Islam. And Maryam al-Islam fasted too. Fasting is speech. Allah told him, "Oh Maryam, go back to your community, don't talk. Put a finger to your son. He will speak on behalf of you. So don't talk." And same thing, Zakaria al-Islam, he fasted for this speech. He told them, "Oh Zakaria, I'm going to give you glad tidings. You're going to have the son by name is Yahya." "How would I know, oh my Lord?" He can't speak. It's not because of disease. He can't speak. But you're going to be level of consciousness. You can ishara. You can, by gesture, communicate with the people. But you can't talk for 3 days. It's 3 days and 3 nights. Basically 3 days and 3 nights. That's the adina. That was the tradition in fasting in previous nations. But Allah tells us the blessing that He bestowed upon us. What is the purpose? It is one of the law and command that are in the best interest for the people all the time. Striving to do the perfect deeds, hastening to acquire the righteous qualities. Wisdom behind the prescription of fasting, developing the piety, the taqwa. It's all about the taqwa. So, the fasting involves obeying the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have the food, you can't eat. You have a drink, you're obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not drinking and eating. You basically obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's command and avoiding which is forbidden. And the part of piety that involves fasting person refrains from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forbidden. The food and drink and other things. And hoping to close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and hoping for the reward. But how you gain? The fasting person train himself to remember Allah. Who doesn't pray, but they're going to pray in the month of fasting, month of Ramadan. Never open the Quran? Definitely open the Quran in the month of Ramadan. Never go to the masjid? Definitely go to the masjid. And don't forget, they don't forget even Tarawih. So people doesn't forget even Tarawih. What does it mean here? So always they constant remembers Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In terms of score, Quran, prayer, going to the masajid. The masajid is busy in the whole month in month of Ramadan. So train himself to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and also watching and give up the things that he desires. He give up the things that he desires. Nobody smoke, they don't smoke, they don't smoke. Even the chronic smoke, they don't smoke. So it's giving the desire. The fasting narrow the pathway of the shaitan. Fasting narrow the pathway of the shaitan. And then, how does it happen? So, influence of the shaitan is less and chances of sin is reduced. When the chances of sin is reduced, the effect of the shaitan is also less, so you do more good deeds. And if they want to do good deeds, all the problems are surrounding you. So he can't do that because the shaitan make you remember, don't you have the house, don't you have the bill, don't you have other extra things? That's how Shaitan track you and trick you. The fasting person does many acts of worship obedience. But fasting also, even the rich, the king, they also fast too. So the king also feels hunger and thirsty. So more inclined to help the poor. They know that if we don't eat whole day fasting, how I feel. So remember those who doesn't have any means of resources, those who doesn't have food, water, shelter, how they live. So they're more inclined, more mercy to creation. So, and fasting, they purify the soul. And fasting is a shield, a strong Jannah. Fasting is a shield, protects from hellfire. And if you one day fast for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your face will be away from the hellfire. How many years? 70 years. One day fasting, your face away from the hellfire, 70 years. How many fasts we do? How many of you do? And how many days we do? And then he says from the hadith, Ya ma'ashar shabab, man istata'ata minkum wal ba'ata falyatazawwaj. Oh young people, whoever can marry, afford marry, marry. Whoever cannot afford marry, let him fast. وَمَنْ لَمْ يَسْتَطِيعْ فَعَلَيْهِ بِالصَّوْمِ فَإِنَّهُ لَهُ وِجَاءٌ. So let him fast. That's the shield, the protection. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ayyama Maduda. We prescribe the fasting few days. Few days here means a month, one calendar month. Ayyama Maduda. And if you are sick or traveling, but you have to do the number of days, what you missed. But healthy person at home cannot. He cannot do that. He has to do the fasting. It's mandatory. And people have high blood pressure, sugar, taking medicine. He can say, I'm sick, I'm taking medication. No, that's not an excuse. You take the morning medication in the evening. You take one time medication after iftar, breaking the iftar. You have 2 times, take after iftar and after tarawih. 3 times after iftar, after tarawih, and some more time. Insulin, I'm taking the insulin 3 times a day. Okay, so 3 times a day, do schedule your night. You change daytime routine to nighttime. But there's no excuse. Unless you're chronically sick, you're old age, you're fainting, then you have to, difficult for you. That's a difficulty. And lactating mother and pregnant lady can bear the pain. That you do, then you do the fidya, expiation. But chronic disease, old age, then Allah will allow you to feed the people, poor people, number of days. 30 fast, 30 days. Because you can't fast. You can't fast. Even though month of fasting is over, you can't fast because the chronic illness, you know that's not going to be cancer, chronic illness, old age, they can. But if you're traveling, if you're sick, the number of days you miss, you have to make it up. When? Before the next Ramadan comes. And then the next ayah, Shahr Ramadan, is the blessed month. Quran was revealed. The major books revealed in the month of Ramadan. So Ibrahim and Musa, that's the first night of Ramadan. And then the Torah revealed 6th night of Ramadan. Look at the blessing of this month of Ramadan. Injil, the 13th night of Ramadan. And the Quran, in the last 10 days, says 24th of night of the Ramadan. So the Quran revealed, it is already was there, Lawh Mahfuz. From Lawh Mahfuz to Baitul Izzah, one night. That's Laylatul Qadr. From Baitul Izzah is the house in the lowest level. And the 7 layer of the sky, 7 layer of the earth. We know that. Every level has a place of worship. We know that few of them mention Baitul Ma'mur. That's what the aim. And then we have Baitul Izzah. That's inhabitants in that level. So the Quran was revealed from Lawh Mahfuz to Baitul Izzah one night. That's Laylatul Qadr. From Baitul Izzah to the Prophet ﷺ over a period of 23 years in stages. Inna nahnu nazzal Quran alayka tartil. Quran was revealed in stages. It's not one shot. But other books, Torah, Injil, revealed one shot. Quran was revealed in stages. And then it's a great month for the Quran, and Allah SWT bestowed us a great blessing. And fasting enjoyed in the month of Ramadan. The Quran contains the guidance, the best interest both religion is the worldly life. Quran is not for akhir. Quran for worldly. If you follow the Quran, you get mercy and shafa. You can fix yourself and the guide to you to Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim. And also, Quran also called Al-Furqan. Al-Furqan means criteria. Means it distinguishes guidance from the misguidance, true from the false. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala intended you to ease, and it didn't make difficult for you. There's a famous hadith, يَسَّرُوا وَلَا تُعَسِّرُوا. Be easy to the people. Do not be difficult. Let them make free. They can ask you questions, or you can ask questions. If the people are tough, people are going to run away from him. Prabhu Satam kind and very available to everyone. Anyone asks question, he always replied with kindness, with respect. Remember, إِنَّكَ لَعَلَىٰ خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. That's why Allah SWT mentioned he has a high level of character. So we have to apply that character to the people ask you question, or we can respond in a respectful manner. وَتُبَشِّرُوا وَلَا تَنْفِرُوا. And give glad tidings. Don't fill them with aversion. And then when you complete the 30 days fasting, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned? فَإِذَا قَضَيْتُم مَنَاسِكَكُمْ فَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ كَذِكْرِكُمْ آبَاءَكُمْ or this is ayah number 20, Baqarah 200. When you complete your days, don't forget takbir Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Tasbih, tahmid and takbir. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah. Magnify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Same thing, when you free from dua prayer, spread on the earth and do your work, but do tasbih. Send salat to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, فَإِذَا قَضِيَ الصَّلَاةَ فَانْتَشِرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَابْتَغُوا مِنْ فَضْلِ اللَّهِ وَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. When you finish prayer, spread in your land, means go back to your work, but speak. Remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, great abundance. Why? So that you can succeed. Same thing, people go Hajj and then remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well you can. And Surah Al-Qaf, Allah mentioned, وَصَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ قَبْلَ طُلُوعِ الشَّمْسِ وَقَبْلَ الْغُرُوبِ. Remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before the sunset and before the sunrise. قبل الشمس and قبل الغروب. Morning, evening, Islam. That comes also Isha and Fajr prayer. It comes Dhuhr Asr. And that this is the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy routine. And then same Surah Al-Qaf, Allah mentioned ayah number 14. وَمِنَ اللَّيْلِ فَسَبِّهُ وَأَدْبَارَ السُّجُودِ. During the part of the night, do sujood. What do you mean? Qiyamul layl. Tahajjud. Because it's nawafil. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala descend down the third phase of the night until the Fajr. And ask, whoever asks anything, give him a risk or maghfirah. Whoever asks anything, just give it to them. وَلَتُكْمِلُوا الْعِدَّةَ وَلَتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ. When you finish your Ramadan, that's how you magnify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then as I mentioned, if somebody fighting with you, what do you have? In Nisan. Two times, one for you, one for me. I'm fasting, you fasting, I'm fasting. Me, don't do anything. You lose the reward, I lose the reward. In Nisan, in two times. In Nisan. It's a month of training, it's a month of forgiveness, it's a month of charity, it's a month of giving. And be nice, respectful, smile to the brother's face. Try to go masajid, make a box for Palestine, make a habit to the children, put $1 every day, whatever you can. The kids gonna make a habit to giving. And then shaitan is chained, the major shaitan is chained. Still they whisper you from distance, as Adam as-salam being whispered by shaitan from distance. When they came into the Jannah, outside, they whispered, eat that fruit from the tree. The both, Adam as-salam and Eve, they're not allowed to enter the Jannah. The shaitan, how they whispered. The Mufassir in a different way, but they whispered. They whisper here all the time. When you say, Alhamdulillah, they run away. Azan was called, run away. But when they finish, they come back again. But they keep trying, keep trying. So, I'm going to tell you one scientist from Japan. He did the research in the fasting. When we give up our Quran, the people get less than one. The scientist gets Nobel Prize. So he got Nobel Prize. He said instead of fasting, or he going to say Ramadan, he made the term intermittent fasting, 8 to 10 hours a day, 20 days. We call phagocytosis. The old cell there is filling the belly and the other part of the body, accumulate. They don't do it. We call dormant cell, no use. So when you're fasting, the new cell feeds the old cell. The old cell is the source of cancer. So I don't know, maybe the research, the Muslim doctors can investigate the people who fasted versus people that don't fast. What is the incidence of cancer? Definitely different. Because the new cell eats the old cell. The old cell is the source of the cancer. He got the Nobel Prize. But the term is intermittent fasting. 8 to 10 hours, 20 days in a month. He got the Nobel Prize for that. So it's from the Quran. Allah Ta'ala prescribed, there's a reason for that. It's a blessing, it's a shifa, it's mercy, protection from the hellfire, protection from the shaitan. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إن الله يأمركم بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون فاذكروا الله يذكركم واشكروه على نعمه ويزدكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون.
الله أكبر الله أكبر.